I'd ask Clinton, so why did you authorize the Iraq War? And she, this is how politicians talk. She would probably respond with, George Bush has made a mess of the Iraq War. Which I'd respond, okay, yes, why did you vote for it? And then I'd ask, was it a bad decision? And then she'd probably say something like, it's not that my vote was a bad decision, it's that George Bush messed it up. And I'm like, right, but then wasn't it stupid of you to trust George Bush? As we all did. I mean, just most of America believed there were weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. I mean, I kind of believed it after I saw Colin Powell up in the United Nations. And then I'd kind of pin down the case. So you do that. It was a mistake then to vote for this bill, and they'd probably be like, well, not that it was a mistake, it was kind of an error. It was kind of, I wanted to just catch them in their weaseling. Just, weasel ninja, And that, I think, if you really talk to a person, 8 hours, or hopefully more than that, that's what I'd do. If I could talk to Barack Obama right now, I'd be like, okay, this is what we do, pal. We're going to have a week with Obama. And you're going to sit down with me, and you're not going to go anywhere, or, because I don't know, what's the point of, interviewing in the sense of, this is the tour bus, this is the airplane, this is, I don't care about your tour bus. Everybody has a tour bus. Whatever, I want to know your policies. We're going to sit around, and, while I'm eating a sandwich or something, I'm like, okay, so explain to me this whole healthcare thing again. And then you're going to explain it to me. And then I say, okay, but what about this other alternative? And I 6 different ways we could do that. And you're going to tell me why these 6 different ways aren't as good as yours, or maybe they are as good as yours. And then I'm going to pose maybe some hypothetical questions. And I say, okay, according to the facts on the ground right now, you say that this policy is the right way to go, but what if, this certain thing changed? Then what would we do? And if this person knows how to think, if he has an agile mind, and if he's not just scripted all the time, if he actually cares, essentially, because if you really don't care, if you're really just in this for your own, satisfaction or whatever, you're going to be thinking about how to win, right? And that's going to be your thoughts. But you won't stand up to scrutiny of how to lead the country. That's what I'm going to ask about. That's what I'm going to keep going about. And if they get into a digression of, well, and this is why I think I'll beat candidate X. Because, no, I'm not asking about candidate X right now. I'm asking you about you. I'm asking you about your policies. Stick to the question. I want to know that you know what to do. I want to know you have some imagination. I want to know you have some leadership. I want to know you can think and you can explain yourself. People, please, talk to us this way. Yeah, I was saying earlier, I'd hoped that people would use the full extent of the internet. They haven't done so far. They're using the internet kind of as a new branch off of the old media, like it's a TV channel or something. No. This is two-way, pal, or it can be two-way. So instead of just posting up about your speeches, all right, how about you once a week, which really shouldn't be that hard, once a week, and you should have started this a year ago, but whatever, you pick an issue, any issue, which is important in some way, crime, there's an issue, healthcare, what do you think about immigration, what do you think about Iraq, what do you think about Iran, what do you think about terrorism, what do you think about Indonesia, what do you think about, anything at all you might deal with. What do you think about the current state of corruption? What do you think about, transportation? What do you think about the environment? Do you think we should go energy and efficiency? Do you think maybe we should go mass transportation? Do you think I don't know. As someone who's actually thought about these issues, will be able to juggle these things, right? They'll be able to say, well, look, solar can do this, 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 and wind can do this, this, and this, but what we really need is to go this, 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 take this option, combine it with this thing. This is how we put the puzzle together, right? But in any case, you do a thing, say once a week, or hopefully once a day, and you take an issue, and you give me at least 10 solid minutes of how you feel about that issue. Hopefully more, hopefully just hours on end, I don't care. But you at least give these 10 solid minutes of how you feel about the issue, and specifically what you feel about doing, right? And then you allow people to respond to you, like it would be on YouTube, for instance, posting up video responses, right? And then, here's the critical part, you respond to them. I want to see you talking to your critics. I want you to explain in a calm, rational voice, without all the crap ad hominem, mudslinging, all this. When you're, pro-choice and someone who's pro-life comes along, I want you to say, okay, well, I understand part of what you're saying, but here's what I believe, yada, yada, yada. And then they'll say yada, yada, and okay, but you're right on this fact, but you're wrong on this, and I'll show you, I'll prove it to you, here's my sources. And the other person will say, okay, but you also are wrong on this other thing. And they talk, and you just do this. And you do this like every day, right? And then anybody at all can go to your website or whatever and just scroll through all your opinions on everything. And they can see you talk with people and exchange ideas, and once in a while change your mind when like a better idea comes along. And if I could see that, I don't know, like at practically any of the candidates, right? I would most expect it from Obama that I keep talking about. Kucinich is up there too. Anyway, if I could see that, if I could see the communication, if I could see the depth, if I could see you have ability, right? That's a quote from Sunday Morning. It's a great show if you've ever seen it. If I could wake up early enough, I would. There's a little opinion thing, and the guy was saying, what's all this about likability? People were talking about, whether it kind of looks good, or whether they have, their voice is like attractive, and whether the people are like their backgrounds and the guy concluded with the line, when I go into the voting booth 2008, I don't care about likability. I care about something more like ability. And that's what I want. And guys, if you could just take the time out of your busy schedule of going to zillions of places and making essentially the same speech over and over, and if you could just make several speeches on several topics to great degrees of thoroughness and put them on a website, and then if you could respond to people, and maybe that one-on-one idea I was talking about, or maybe that, online idea I talked about, where anyone can respond and discuss, and if you can just actually talk about stuff, that I think would earn my vote. That's pretty much it. And if only someone would start doing that, we might start seeing a change in politics. It would get a lot harder to weasel when you face up to the task of explaining things in depth, responding to people, and all these things. That would be good. Thanks for watching. See you later.